3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Back at it again. Welcome, Pep Ranger. Let's jam indeed. So this will be the third Young Harman run I've done. The first one is on YouTube, like the rest of them. On GameCube, like the rest of them. I did do another one on PC, but a couple days, I think maybe a week after that stream, I managed to fix something with my computer, so now we have better mic audio. And that run was pretty good. That run was pretty good. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with that run. But at the end of the day, I was thinking to myself, do I want a run with this audio? Like, no. So we're doing it again. More Killer7. Look at that, the man of the hour, Young Harman Smith. Thanks for the good luck. My idea with this new round of solo character runs is that if I don't like a run, I'll just do it again. Even if it was for a reason not really related to the run itself. That just means more Killer7, right? That's a good thing. Okay, we have to turn into Dan. Naturally, you can't remain as one character for too long. Oh, okay, we've gotten 2 out of 3 touches. Well, 4. Yeah, Camellias are enemies too. Most chapters actually aren't that bad when it comes to swapping. You aren't forced to be a character for too long, or there aren't as many gates in early chapters, especially this one. Counter 1 is basically impossible to do as one character. Based on the enemy types and gates in that one, there's a door where you have to be masked, and then right after that you have to be con. And Young Harman is totally optional. He's a crutch character for Killer8. Meaning the game is not designed, so to speak, to need to use him. In terms of puzzles and progression. In that regard. Of course, this mode is hard. It is the hardest mode. So. In that regard, yeah, you kind of do need him. You'll notice that there are only 2 enemies here as opposed to... Or sorry, only 1 enemy as opposed to 2. That's because if you run into the cutscene for that enemy, it despawns them and puts them back here. So in a speed run, you'll see 2 because we run into the cutscene. Yeah, I haven't done much No More Heroes 1 running. Also, welcome, Kevin. A lot of things have changed with the speedrun. It's different categories across the board. I'll get back to it eventually. I'm in a Killer7 mood. These days, as in the last few years, I tend to stick with one game for a significantly long amount of time, a year or more, and then I'll switch back. And by game, I mean games, I mean either 7 or No More Heroes 1. So I had my year or so of No More Heroes 1, and we're on the year of 7. We'll get back to it. I was #1 on the board for No More Heroes 1 for a while. Got us to 55 for pushing the category. All the categories, really. And we'll get back to it Someday. Did I have to kill this guy? Probably not. Oh, forgot. Rarely do I forget to switch to the ring. But granted, rarely am I ever Young Harman at this room. Or the previous rooms. When's the last time we saw the insufficient flame from? Years? Literal years ago on this screen? Okay, I was going for the head, saying, oh, can I get a touche on purpose? I didn't think I'd actually get it. Even though this is Killer 8, I'm steamrolling everyone. Like I said, Young Harman is the overpowered crutch character. But there will be a few tricky bits. I'm still worried about Ayame 1, albeit in the other PC run. That one went well, it took 3 tries, but that's better than my GameCube run, in which I had to do it separately. Ironically, my GameCube run for Young Harman is my least favorite, despite it being my most popular in terms of views, which I think might just be because it's on Killer 8. There could be anything, I don't know why. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways. It's not a bad run, I had fun with it. Just looking at it now, I'm like, eh. Not exactly pleased with 100% of it. Then I've done hundreds of runs. I'm not pleased with every one of those runs. So I'm gonna dwell on it too much. It was a good run. Could have been better. Let's make this one better too. It does make sense. Can't open that. It does make sense that I'm getting some stray crit shots every now and again. I do have a Tommy gun. I'm spraying bullets, so I'm gonna get them eventually, right? And there's pretty fierce recoil on it. Meaning it's moving around a lot, so not unusual, but it does look kind of silly.
What?
I'm a ghost.
We can't break the barrier with the power of bullet. Have to swap, but we can swap back. Like I said, most chapters, especially early chapters, are nice about this. What does he trigger? See him right here. Let's use the rubble on the bottom and the ground. Still here. Oh. Oh, you can go quite a ways. That. Wow. It doesn't get triggered until good a while past the turn. Right about here, right? Beating the floor, right? I do wonder, has anyone else done a Young Harman-only run? Or, I guess, any solo character? I'm sure people have done solo character runs. I think I've seen a couple every now and then. Sure. I do know there was a Garcian-only material before I did it. Or at least around the same time, but I think they did it before me. Akion, shouts to Akion. Did some Garcian-only stuff as well, albeit on PS2. But a lot of it still applied. They also found some neat stuff in the Silver Case speedrun, some out of bounds, if you can believe. The Silver Case has out of bounds stuff like that, but it does. It makes the speedrun more interesting than you think. Okay, I'm back. Okay. That was really weak stare dodge rolling, but okay. Since he moves erratically and I have high recoil, figured I'd take it easy there. Rather than spraying bullets, I actually tried to aim. Force switch. I'm not even sure if dodge rolling upstairs is faster as Young Harman. I just do it out of habit. I haven't thought to time it. Because why would I? Yeah, we're playing as Young Harman, not Old Harman as part of this run, so we're not watching these cutscenes. As a loose sort of rule, I try to watch relevant cutscenes for each solo character run. So, in a Dan-only run, I would watch all the Dan scenes, assuming I don't just forget or
You think you
skip the
killed
cutscenes
me? Better think again.
by default, by muscle memory. But hey, Young Harman does get some scenes towards the end, so better than some characters, unfortunately. Then we're switching. I don't really trust the dodge roll here, just based on how slow he is. Although he's faster than Kaede, which isn't really sad. War Kaede. Yeah. Not bad. Young Harman has great waiver. Not perfect waiver, which I only realized. I somehow convinced myself for years that he has perfect waiver, but he doesn't. You can see the reticle moving in a small but apparent figure eight. Unlike Kevin, which has dead-on aim. But it's still very good waiver, though. You can barely see it move. But you can see the ever-slight figure eight in the air. Don't have my hand on the analog stick at all. You've aged so quickly. Just seconds ago, you were a young man. not bad. My old solo character runs on GameCube, I did have splits on, even though they weren't speed runs. But I'm not bothering with that here. Really, I had those there. As space filler? Just something to fill the gap to the left there. I'm playing in 4x3 for that game, for that version. My streaming sensibilities are pretty different now. My preferences are pretty different. So if I were to do them on GameCube again, for whatever reason, I'd probably just have it, you know, centered. No splits or anything, just keep it on the game. Albeit, I like to think that my general sort of philosophies and ideas towards layouts and stuff like that, I think I try to keep them consistent. Like, I try to keep things, well, I guess you could say I try to keep things utilitarian, keep them simple, and also consistent, but sometimes those ideas clash, and sometimes my ideas don't actually work out, or aren't as simple as they should be. So I had splits as, you know, base filler, because I was under the idea, well, I always have to be in the stream speedrun layout. But no, sometimes it's fine just to have the game in the center, nothing else. Alright, so these runs don't really have real routing. A lot of it's on the fly. A lot of it is just be pragmatic. Like, don't waste your time being a character for a single room. Just, I wasn't gonna change into Young Harman there for 2 enemies. That's just pointless. Because I would need Mask here. I will, however, turn into Young Harman here because I do need him here. Yeah, I could, but it's like, they're not timed. Nice Black Void. Every restaurant should have their own Black Voids. They're not timed, like I said. I only had them before because they were just base filler. See, here, we're killing a bunch of enemies, but you need Young Harman to kill that chameleon. Also, the way you phrase it makes it sound like I'm dead or something. Your choice of word there, I don't know, made it seem like I'm dead. I can't add it in post, but maybe not, you know, that kind of post. Hey, Susie. Get to enjoy the sounds of the rain and the footsteps since we're not on here. Young Harman cannot use Mach speed. Fun fact. No, I can't make it past. He's too slow. Han can make it out of this room alive, running past those enemies. I haven't tested any other character that can, but I think Young Harman is the second slowest after Kaede of the main characters, playable characters. Young Harman is, of course, the slowest, but we don't count him because he's not one of the regular characters. so to speak. It was Negleria. Shout out to Negleria, who tested the walking speeds years ago, and Kaede being the slowest. Like, everything is just based on her. She's like 1, so to speak. Then Harman is Young Harman is 1 point something. Nice. I should be fast enough here, though. Again, don't know if this is actually faster. Feels smoother. Oh. I'm not fast enough. I wonder if I had ran upstairs. That would have been enough. Give me 3 vials of blood. On normal, enemies deal 50 damage. On Killer 8, however, enemies do 280 damage. Of the regular characters, Mask has the most health. He has 250, meaning he can't even he can't survive unless you have the stamina ring. He can't survive a regular smile, but Young Harman has 300 health. However, we are gonna get the stamina ring, because that will help out Mask, and in turn help out the run. Oh, and healing, single vial heals 40. Oh! Somehow forgot there was a second enemy there. At least, not fast enough. I remembered at the right as he was about to launch at me. And I'll post the, here, I'll post the spreadsheet. Oh, wrong hotkey. I'll post a spreadsheet for damage values right here for the YouTube folks, or in the description. Assuming I remember. And let me post it in Twitch chat, for that matter. Can't remember, can I run past this? I feel like I tried this in the previous PC run. I can run past you. Can I run past you? I think I... Nope. I don't need any more blood to finish off this chapter, so I'm just using it all to heal in case, I don't know, I take a stray hit. Left. Left. I'm not gonna go for it. He's just too slow. Oh, there we go. I wasn't gonna try to use the same instant enters, especially because each character, the camera sits a little differently, and that affects the junctions. So certain rooms you have to do slightly differently if you try to go through them with different characters. So let's say if you're playing as Khan and a certain junction is upright, for a different character, it might be something slightly different due to the way the camera shifts. It's probably in the same vein, of course, somewhere up to the right somewhere, but it might not be exactly the same. I learned that the hard way, I remember. In a few very early runs, wasn't sure what was happening, and then I realized, wait, the camera shifts. You can even see the camera shifting. If you swap characters and just sit there, don't even move forward, you will see the camera shift. So in that regard, it doesn't affect individual rooms. And this is one of the worst rooms in the speedrun. Especially for Killer 8, I feel. And we just slaughtered everyone here. Hey, Travis. Bye, Travis. You can see the shining soul shell floating there. Shout out to BB for pointing it out. Doing a lot of shoutouts this stream. I just realized something. Well, or at least I just thought of something. The moon is full. Obviously. Killer7, the moon is always full, right? But the game gives you the dates for each mission. For each case. For each target. I wonder if I look up the date for sunset here, would it actually be... Okay, let's stop the dodder one. Would it actually be a sun, or a full moon? I could probably check that, right? I mean, there's a chance that, a very high chance that it's not the case. I'm just trying to fish for something that's not really there, but you never know. Doubt it, but I'd like to be proven wrong. In Shenmue, after you beat the game, you can use authentic weather patterns from Japan of the game's time frame. Surely they could make the moon cycles line up here. We've once again aged in a matter of seconds.
We think
I'm gonna go into the Harman room here. Harman's room right here. Hey, it's my room. Rip. I'm gonna set a checkpoint. Because believe it or not, Julia is actually hard. Or at least more fiddly on Killer 8, especially as Young Harman. She does shoot more on Killer 8, and I'm still not entirely sure, and most of the evidence we have for how Julia works it's like anecdotal. But for years, I assumed it was related to which character you're playing as. And then I kind of flipped away from that, thinking, oh, well, it's based on how much you shoot her, and now I'm flipping back to it is based on character, something like that, along with difficulty. I did test it in practice the other day, where if you just sit there, she will, as Young Harman, she will shoot a ton, so... And you can swap characters mid-Julia fight, but she shoots absurdly fast. She shoots a lot on Killer 8. I think I've had a speedrun, at least one speedrun die because I just couldn't hit her as much. I remember there was a great moment with Nagliri. I was there live when they were running Killer 8. Where he only won by one shot. And last stream, I wasn't actually sure, or last Young Harman playthrough on PC, I actually did die Julie, only because, I don't know. I was trying to think how she worked, and then I didn't shoot enough. But hey, let's not die this time, but if I do, well, here's hope it's fine. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, don't do this to me, game. She has such a pile of blood when you get a lot of hits in a row like that. Like, if you look at the floor... Is she a heaven smile at this point? I don't think she's heaven smile. The way she's bleeding, it seems like she's not human. I think that was in my favor if I die here. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, thank you. I guess that really isn't that close, but it did feel close. The amount of time she stunned me, I was getting scared there. Not bad. Already better than my other PC run. Not bad. Not that she's hard, but it's if she stuns you enough and your aim with the recoil isn't good enough, she can be a threat. In some ways, she's probably harder as Young Harman on Killer 8 than any other character on Killer 8, because she shoots far less when you're playing as other characters. Oh, I instinctively tried to swap characters, and yet we can't do that yet. I should be able to run past you, right? Alright, because you don't spawn right in front of me, that's right. Okay, we're gonna do this a smart way, sort of how we do it in speedrun. We actually don't do anything to you guys. We shoot you. Killing poison smiles on Killer 8 is awful because you can't see their weak spots. So when you can, make them that way. And the yellow micro gives me a full heal. 1, 2, 3, pursue, 4, pursue, 5, 5's okay. perfectly okay, nothing more. Let me think. I was gonna go to floor 3, but kind of no point in doing the regular speedrun order. We'll deal here. I was gonna say we'll deal here with him, but that was okay. Okay, game. You threw me a bone there. I was worried about this room insofar as how lucky will I get? Not likely to die, more likely that they'll just waste my time. Oh, instinct. Again, I don't actually know if this is faster as Young Harman. I want to kill the Mother Smile because we never do here. I feel like somebody commented in the last run that they didn't know you could kill Mother Smiles at all like that. I guess it is kind of misleading. Because as you can see, those were just bullets. I didn't use the collateral shot. The red sort of core there, the red stomach there, kind of does invoke the idea of a red core from a duplicator. But in theory, you can do that with any character. They just have more health, so... Okay, can I get 3 times in a row? Okay, if it did, I would have probably screamed in a good way. When in doubt, bullet. Reminded of Meet the MG in TF2. Solve the problem. I don't remember the exact line. Something the equivalent of, you know, when I have a problem, I use gun. When that don't work, more gun. And yo, Genry, 44 months in the UAA. How goes it? Besides probably going insane working on the 25th Ward video. On top of all the other life business. Yeah, much appreciated. That's a long time in the UAA. Much appreciated. Alright. This room. Okay, see, I was being too precise. That was my problem. Sometimes you just spray bullets and you'll get lucky. Let me think. I won't reload. There also is a yellow micro here. I could tank a hit if I wanted to. We'll shoot him just for fun. He's lived for too long. We always leave him alone. He's at it too good. Oh. So, you know, sometimes that's the way we go with things. Makes sense, because correctness is... Oh, hello. Well, you know what? You know, maybe I shouldn't have done that because we are gonna fight Kurahashi and Akiba as. Oh, but there's a micro. Oh, there's a different micro, not a yellow one, but a red one. Anyway, what was it? Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, sometimes it is best to just get the worst out of the way. That makes sense because it's the main branch. Everything else will seem better in comparison. Or that means you've already done the hard work, so everything else will fall into place. Like for my video projects, which are, mind you, significantly different than yours, I think about like Flower, Sun, and Rain stuff. With my dual DS and PS2 playthrough. Like that was a lot of work, but since I did that work, I can just look back to it, or if I need certain references, or need to check something between versions, like it's right there. Better to start on the hard stuff, but then everything after that, breezy in comparison. I'll look forward to your placebo one the most. But then, you know, we are part of the Tokyo Morishima fan club in this stream, so. Almost like I have an emote of him. I don't want to say too much, I guess, because this will go on YouTube, and presumably not everyone has played 25th Ward, even if you're watching my Killer7 videos. But I do think about how much bleaker it would have been for people who played it on mobile, because they didn't get the extra chapter at the end. I just think about it that way. It's like, wow, that's a way to end. You have to wait, like, what? 12, 13 years before you get a follow-up to that. It's a great ending, mind you, but it's just... with that context... Okay... With that context, it's like, dang. Poisons are the worst. Honestly, what's worse, a poison smile or a broken smile? I'd probably still go with the broken smiles, honestly. At least these guys have weak spots you can hit. Like that. I wasn't really aiming there. But I still got it. Whereas the broken smiles... Broken Smile's weak spot is just so difficult to hit that most people probably don't even know it has a weak spot. The game tells you the Broken Smile has a weak spot. Oh, come on. There we go. The game tells you Broken Smiles have a weak spot, but it's almost impossible to hit in regular gameplay. To the point where I put probably hundreds, if not close to 1,000 hours in this game. And I've only hit it legit that I can remember once. That's how awful Broken Smiles are. Oh, dang. Oh, babe. Spread the gospel of Suda. Always good in my book. Yay. So Akiba, the short one, is easier because his weak spot is a little easier to see when he turns. It's Kurahashi, the tall one, who's harder. Yeah, see? Easy. Sure. I don't need to reload yet, but... why not? Just in case. It is technically faster to fight them as Young Harman because it requires fewer bullets in the speedrun. But in practice, it's just so difficult to get the aim down without Kaede's scope, that it pretty much demands Kaede. Like, it's worth the time gain just to have any degree of ease and consistency. Like, maybe with practice it'd be viable. I think I thought about it for a little while, a couple years ago, but then I realized very quickly that it's just not worth it. Oh, we even got that. Not bad. Like, if anything, like, I'm not saying that it's impossible. That it's not skill-based. There is skill involved, but if anything, I feel like a lot of those shots that I did here felt luckier than anything else. And when in doubt, I will go for something that feels more consistent and is more consistent than something like this, where when you're fighting as Young Harman, it's like, is your aim good enough today? Is the waiver helping you today? I could revisit it, but... I've been Karashi and Akiba with every character, including Mask. Mask is the worst. It's before he gets his upgrade from Encounter, so he is the worst to fight them on especially on Killer 8, but I've done it. Would not recommend. But whenever I get to the Mask only run, mind you, which will be on normal, the Young Harman one is only on Killer 8 because you only have him on Killer 8. Everyone else will be on normal for my own sanity. And it's probably, some of them are probably outright impossible on Killer 8 anyway. It's still, the way it just panned out on my stream, ironically, I have yet to stream 25th Ward. Somehow on my stream, the planets have yet to align. I'm planning on it at least next year, though. At the very least, dummy. The very least, I'm thinking next year will be it. Finally. I've even played through it multiple times, just never on stream. I've done the first game. I played the Silver Case on stream. I've done Flower, Sun, and Rain a lot on stream, probably even more than Silver Case. Somehow, I haven't done 25th Ward yet on stream, and I will get to that. But I want to say to you all, don't expect it soon, though. Expect it at the beginning of next year. I've mentioned my loose Silver Case Trilogy project. So I plan on trying to beat the PS1 version on stream of the original Silver Case. Then doing some DS Flower, Sun, and Rain shenanigans, because ironically I played the PS2 version more. So I was like, okay, let's actually play the DS version first then. For a bit. There's a good bit I've been planning to do for that, just happened yet. And then that will segue into the 25th Ward playthrough, albeit it'll just be a regular playthrough, as regular as the 25th Ward can be. Okay, we are getting the stamina ring. We have to get the stamina ring. The way damage works in this game on Killer 8. For my own sanity, I am gonna get the stamina ring. Because the stamina ring is mainly for Mask. When you have the stamina ring as Mask on Killer 8, he can tank a hit. It will help with the Ayame fight for Young Harman, but for the most part, I am gonna get the stamina ring for Mask. In fact, I made the respawn rate in this room is so high. I made a clip in all caps stating Mask can tank a hit on Killer 8 with a stamina ring because I kept forgetting. And it'll be useful. And we never see this conversation as speedrun. It's actually my favorite, so we're gonna watch it in its entirety. Is this the first time she says her name, by the way? Yeah, she even references it. I felt like this was the first time she says it. They actually censored this scene in the Japanese PS2 version of this game, the only one with censorship, which is doubly weird because it's technically already censored. That they have bleeps there, but they cut out all the lines with the bleeps in them. As far as I remember, it's the only Remnant Psyche scene that they censored. They didn't alter anyone else. Yeah, it's not on any other version. It's not on the GameCube, Japanese GameCube version. I have a video of it on YouTube as well, all the censorship. Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Just look up the... I'm gonna kill you. Because you always get away from me. Yeah, it's one of my version difference videos. In fact... Let me find it. I can find it faster because, of course, I can look at my own dashboard. Yeah, only the PS2 version is censored. Japanese PS2 version is censored. Japanese GameCube is not censored. So normally I do not swap just for like one room just to kill enemies, but this room is my favorite, so we have to do it as Young Harman, right? It's one of the best rooms in the game. I'm glad we do it in the speedrun now. Yep, no worries, but yeah, there it is. And there's nothing else here. There's one or two apartments that are just straight up empty. Where's Doppelganger when you need him? Welcome, Shadow Taco. Yeah, it really is. It's in the speed run. We're not speed running, but in the speed run. It's only faster on PC because of the load times. On GameCube, it's slower because you have longer load times, so only on PC with light and fast load times is it faster to do that. And I've almost died in that room too, which is... Really, you shouldn't be dying in that room to Almeida's smiles. I've had days, I've had moments where my aim is so poor, I just don't get any hits. Or not enough hits, so... Because it is, even if they are enemies with huge weak spots, it is a room with a bunch of enemies. They can, in theory, gang up on you and kill you. Oh yeah, see, this is the moment. Yep, poor routing on my part. I should have not switched back so soon. Oh well. Routing is a very loose term here. Did I make this mistake? I think I made a different mistake. Or at least another mistake, where I turned in a Young Harman too soon after doing this as Coyote. Because you need to turn into Coyote. I think I made either the same or an additional mistake here. So I think we're doing better than the other room.
I'm a ghost.
And yes, I turn into Young Harman. I will turn into Coyote soon after this, but I need to tank as Young Harman, so I may as well do the tank. Behold, the pig doll. There was no way you'd know it's there, because the way the camera turns, you would never actually see it. You'd have no reason to look into this corner, but no, they put a cute little pig doll right there. The pig doll saw everything. They saw what happened. With all this. Poor thing. And no other apartment has that. Only this one. A mandatory one. So, this is the only duplicator you can run into. And I wish you could do that with every single duplicator. And it doesn't have to be Young Harman, we're only Young Harman because it is Killer8. He's the only one who can tank it, besides Stamina Ring Mask. But in the normal speedrun, we just run into it as Coyote, so... Ooh, wait. Okay, I was doubting myself. I maybe could have run past that with the way the path went here, but... Risk it. We're gonna do this. You know what? I'm gonna be a little risky here. If I die, 100% my fault. Oh, okay, never mind. We can't run past that. As Khan, you can run past it, but I wasn't quite sure about their positioning. As other characters that are slower than Khan. But, yeah, I saw immediately he was in my way, so... We were making that path out. Alive, at least. One, two, three. Oh, really, game? Still 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Still 7. Still 7. Did I miscount? 8. 8? Did I miscount? I was looking away. 9. I didn't miscount there. I think I had 18 tokens walking in, right? Because I think I shot 2 extra enemies. Okay, that's correct. I shot 2 extra enemies. I normally go for 16. So here's the funny thing. I go for 16 in the speed run, meaning if this was a run and I got enough duplicates, that would have been run over. GG. It's happened. It's happened before. It's even happened with 16 tokens, but so rarely that I consider 16 my magic number. Here we had a little more, just due to the different circumstances of this run. I've had more fails at 14 and 15, so 16 is the number of tokens I go for in the speedrun. Rarely has it failed me. I can't remember the last time it's failed me. And technically it didn't fail me here, because I still got it under 16, so. Okay, this is a little tricky. I feel like this is one of the harder portions of the game. Because these enemies take a little bit more. I'd be a little bit more deliberate with them. And there are Almeida Smiles walking around. The respawn rate for enemies is pretty high in Cloudman in general. I think part of it is because they want you to have a lot of tokens. They want you to kill... Can I make it past you? They want you to kill a good number of them to make sure you can make it past the puzzle. And in turn, the respawn rate for everything else is super high. I wish I remembered what room it was. It wasn't in Cloudman, but I remember I was like doing recording and testing a long time ago. We're talking probably 10 years ago, because yes, I've been doing this stuff for more than 10 years. But I remember I was sitting in a room, not paused, and like it was like, I feel like it was like maybe 10 to 20 minutes where I was just doing stuff and looking at video recordings that I made. And then I saw that an enemy actually started spawning after a significant amount of time, but I don't remember what room it is, and maybe my memory is failing me, but there was some room I remember where the respawn rate was super high, and I wish I had written it down. Because now I feel like, well, did it really happen? I'm doubting my own memories here. Like this alien told me, you know, tell me about your memories, and I wouldn't be able to tell him about them because I don't trust them anymore. See, backsides, I don't think they're that bad. It helps that there's more than one way of dealing with them. Because a level 2 charge shot as masked does deal with them in one hit. But as any other character, it's just so much slower than any other enemy. So yeah, maybe they are one of the worst ones, but for me personally, they don't annoy me as much. Like, poisons are awful, but mostly on Killer 8. They're still kind of bad on normal. Broken Smiles are the worst, so I'm sticking to that. Like, the existence of the Broken Smile insults my own existence. Like, how dare he lives in the same... Well, technically not, because it's a video game, but you know what I mean. At least as Young Harman here, like, the quick, like, 3 hits there means he turns around fast, but yeah, it requires a level of deliberation. They're just slow enough to get on your nerves. It doesn't help that this enemy, or this chapter, puts a lot of them next to each other. Let's turn around. Legitimately, I've only managed to kill them, to my memory, and I know this because I got it on stream, I've only killed them legit on their weak spot exactly once. I said this earlier, most people probably don't even know that it has a weak spot. Even though the game tells you, because it's just that awful to actually try to hit in a run, in a playthrough, in the moment. Okay, we're gonna wait here. Not gonna risk it. I'm not likely to die here, but the Afro moves quite a bit on Killer 8, as you can see. Ooh, aim, please, thank you. I was gonna say, that felt dicey, but no, it wasn't dicey, that really wasn't that bad, but that's precisely why I wait so long on Killer 8, because the Afro moves just so much. Okay, we're getting closer to the part I'm most worried about. It went well in the last PC run, but I'm still pretty nervous. Ayame 1, I'm pretty nervous about. And by I mean went pretty well. I mean, in my GameCube run, I couldn't kill her at all. I just could not lock in. So I killed her with Mask, and then I created another video a little while after getting my revenge, killing her properly. On the last PC run I did of Young Harman-only, it took me 3 tries. Which, you know what? That's better than my GameCube run, so I was happy about that. But I want to see if I can kill her first try. If I don't, oh well. If I tie, if I kill her in 3 attempts, that'd be okay with me. At the very least, get on par with the previous run. Although the unfortunate thing about Encounter in general, I said this earlier, is that you really cannot be a character for too long. Besides, like, say, Mask. Mask in the first half, and then the second half, you have Gates as Mask and Khan, so to speak.
How long?
And then you have to turn into Coyote for one section, and then turn into Garcian for like 10 seconds in a sequence that still vexes me to this day. So by the nature of the way Encounter 1 is designed, you'll see a little less Young Harman. Unfortunate, but that's how it is. Garcian only is terrible for this chapter because you basically cannot do Garcian only for Encounter 1. You can only do specific bits, but otherwise it's basically impossible. We'll get to the Garcian only run on PC eventually. I have no plans for these runs, just whenever I feel like doing them. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with them for a bit. Back when I did the solo character runs on GameCube, let me think. Let's at least have some variety here. You know what? Even though this is redundant, I'm gonna stick with Young Harman just so he has some screen time. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about the GameCube runs. Back in the day, part of it was like when I wanted to do them, but I also did do polls on Twitter. Asking people, hey, which solo character run do you want next? I want to say not everyone was like that. I feel like some were up to my choice, but we're talking like 8 or 9 years ago. Maybe I'll do that again, but I don't know. Oh dang. I've been there. As a singer, a little differently, but believe me, there have been days where my voice has been shot at the end. Albeit that's also how I learned how to pace myself. Okay, let me think here. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, We do it straight. We have to do it straight. And poor Garcian. I guess the idea is that as a consummate professional, he doesn't need that many bullets.
Dangerous.
But in practice, in terms of gameplay, it's a case where, yeah, if he got upgrades, that would probably help close the gap a lot more. Oh, you didn't know? I don't mention a lot. I tend to keep these things separately. Yeah, I'm a singer. That's ostensibly the main thing I do. Even though I haven't been doing much gigging, but my masters, well, my bachelor's and my masters are both in singing. My master's is in specifically voice performance. Okay, let me think. All this routing, you can barely call it routing. It's just stuff on the fly. I'm trying to think, how do I implement Young Harman here? You just can. You really can. Oh, nice aim, dude. Yes, thank you. Like I said, I don't talk about it much. It's not like it's definitely not a secret. I mention it every now and again. But I don't know. Sometimes you just keep something separate, you know. It doesn't necessarily affect the stream directly. It's not something that really comes up. Yeah, there was a time in undergrad I was in like literally 4 or 5 different choirs. It was my last, I think it was my last year of undergrad. So not just one semester, I think it was quite literally a whole year where I was in 4 or 5 different choirs.
Dangerous.
On top of the solo work you do as a voice performance major. So even though I always was pretty responsible and knew how to pace myself, that was a time in my life where I had to be just as smart and as, I guess you could say, as personally conscious as I could be. Because I would be doing hours and hours of singing. But that's what professionals do. They do hours and hours of singing. But you know, when you're in your early 20s, you're not a professional at that point. Or at least at that point, I wasn't a professional. I was still learning, so. And there you go. You got the lore, as they say. Again, sorry. I cannot be Young Harman for significant amounts of time in this chapter, unfortunately. At least for this part. Also, thank you for the compliment. Good job. And we still can't be Young Harman yet. Again, I apologize. Just to avoid a lot of needless character swaps. Like, oh, I can kill this one guy. Oh. Then we change back. Oh, I have to change back again. Even now I can't change back because I still need mask for 2 more spots. This is the mask show. This chapter focuses a lot on mask, which is ironic because the counter is meant to be Dan's chapter, but you don't get Dan. But in terms of gameplay, it is so heavily dependent on mask. Like you see, you got the protectors there, the backsides, which can be killed by mask. This is a pretty heavy mask chapter, and the best way to fight Ayame is with mask. Let me think. Yeah, we... Okay, I think I remember what I did in my last run, actually.
Adios.
This is the safest way of doing things. In theory, I could dodge roll the mother, but that's not consistent enough. In a speedrun, I would tank him. I just wanted to have some fun here. Once again, showing off that you can, in fact, kill red mother smiles here. Showing that off again here. And we... even though we have to turn into con, like, rooms later, let's... I feel the need, like, come on, we have to give Young Harman some screen time here. It's supposed to be his time to shine. Okay, he got 3 kills. That's 3 more kills than he's gotten, what, this entire playthrough? Or this entire chapter. No, we killed him. Did a little killing, but... Oh my gosh. What, Young Harman can't do that?
Dangerous.
We're going to get to more broken smiles soon. Don't you worry, folks. Oh, and we get to see the Swiss cheese legit. Besides anybody who was here for the last Young Harman run. When's the last time you've seen the legit Swiss cheese section? This is something I didn't know about in my first playthrough. I saw it from a video, but I don't remember what video it was. And I actually remember showing it to, talking about it to Negleria. Because they were doing speedrunning first of this game before I got into it properly. Okay, the first. I forget which video I saw that showed off. Showed off you can do this whole section just in one shot with mask. Alas, we are not masked here. But hey, you get to see this. That's a huge thing about the solo character runs. You get to see things you normally don't get to see in a speedrun. Oh, okay. That wasn't bad. Okay, can we get a weak spot kill? Their weak spot kills are that dot on their back. That's almost impossible to hit. That red dot on their backs. Probably don't need to reload, but we will anyway. I'm gonna turn around only to get a slightly different angle? We get it? No. Positioning here is weird because... Oh, okay, that was actually the perfect positioning. It's different when you're Khan. Just because of the way it looks. He's so short. Oh, sorry, Khan. Well, he is still young, so he can... Maybe Khan will grow up to be tall one day. Okay, I didn't get it. I got it last time in the other run where I got the bonus strat. How do we do this? Okay, well, we'll do it this way. Why not? The Fallen Angel. Thankfully, we do get to be Young Harman for significantly longer than the first half. Spawns are a little weird when you enter from that side door. Okay, so the enemies don't spawn. On when you enter from say re-enter this area, you get a different set of spawns, and you can actually see the enemies like from the other side, and vice versa. Presumably because what, this is like considered one floor, one layer. Different from the bottom because enemies will disappear when you get on the stairs. Something like that. I don't know game development. I'm just trying to fish for terms that I hope make sense. What blood do I have? I have 5. That's fine. Did I make it past? The protector coming up? Without getting hit? I can't. Nice. Okay, well now we do have to change back. Someone else. Still vexed by this to this day. Oh, forgot to press the Z button in time. Oh, come on, hit the TV. And then you just come back here to change. You can't upgrade a Young Harman. But imagine if you could. I wonder if you could hack that in. He's already overpowered deliberately as is. Imagine if he had a counterattack. What would he do? I don't know, throw his hat and the enemy dies. Using an all characters code, you can actually force Young Harman, as well as Old Harman, into any difficulty, including normal. The catch is that you cannot pause when you do that, because he's not supposed to be in normal. You have to change from the TV is what I'm saying. To force, you know, with a force all characters code. And because he's not in the pause menu, the game, on normal, the game just crashes. I've tested that before. Okay, I do need a little bit more blood. I need one more vial for safety. I learned this from the last run, so... where are you? Okay, well, I won't worry about you. Because the mithril does not give... The mithril here, as the part of the vinculum gate. Oh, there we go. Does not give thin blood. Weirdly enough. Other mithrils do. But the one in the vinculum gate does not. And because we also rarely get to see this in a speedrun, never get to see this in a speedrun, frankly. Did you know that you can just shoot the armor right off? Well, now you know. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the fire ring now, because what I'm gonna do... No. Stamina ring. We need that. I'm just gonna trigger this scene. Skip it. We're gonna make a save here. Because there is a very high chance we will die. My aim is pretty good. And Waver for Young Harman is pretty good. This is when I didn't... Okay, we'll save it here. So a lot of pretty good things here. That's what I'm saying. But she is still tough. I struggle here. This is the part I'm most nervous about. I'm actually less nervous than I was for the last run because I proved to myself I could do it. But we could die here, so to save myself some headache, or a lot of headache, I made a save there, and if I die, we boot it up. And I'm gonna take a sip of water. You can watch this cutscene. Okay. I'm gonna say... I was gonna say I'm gonna lock in, but you know me, I always look at chat anyway. Oh! I mean, she's slow, so... Oh! I'm not gonna move yet. I'm gonna move back. Okay. I was gonna say that was lucky positioning, so... Welcome, Arima Abarai. How goes it? Please let me know if I mispronounced that. By the way, I'm not counting shots, either my own or how many shots I've hit. Just for the sake of focus on the aim, I'm just gonna reload. Oh, you know, at the very least I can get your name right. No, I'm sure I've said it before. Reload. Come on. There we go. Thank you. feel like my aim is pretty good, but she's also not at her fastest yet. She is pretty darn fast, so. Like I said, for the stamina ring, the main reason why I got it was in case I want an extra tank as mass. Also because of this fight. Just so I could take more hits. I should count how many bullets it takes. Maybe after this. I take one more hit from her. I will. Heck, you know what? I didn't have to go into the menu. I just felt compelled to. Now I know I have one vial of blood. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you, thank you. Okay, she is hyper fast. But aim, please. Oh. I don't want to get cocky. I was gonna say this could be the one, but anyone could be the one. Want to get cocky. Thankfully, she hasn't hit me in a bit. Total luck. Nothing I could do to control that. See, those hits just magically missed. So we're getting lucky, too. I'm just gonna aim here. We're getting... Okay. Okay, let's actually lock in. Let's stop being too chatty. Or, I guess, nervous chatty. Which is better, me being silent while locked in, or me being me doing nervous chatter? That's preferable here. Like I have a choice. I just do whatever. I feel like it's only 1 or 2 hits left. Oh, of course, I should have. That was my fault. Ooh. Okay. Why you don't get cocky? I could die here. Okay, okay, one more hit from here. If I die, no big deal to me. Oh, okay, she has more health than I remembered. I think she always had more health. I just assume she has less than she really does for some reason. Again, if I die, I have a save file. I knew this was gonna happen. We have the stamina ring on, that should help. Oh my gosh, first try, baby. We're gonna watch this cutscene because I need a sip of water. This is now better. This is better than my previous Young Harman run. Both of them. The public GameCube one, the other PC run that's going to be listed on YouTube. I'll put a link. And this is it. This is the run, you could say. Yes, thank you. Thank you all. Oh. Let's not die to Ayame too, or anyone else. Oh, but that is the hardest part, I think, of this run. Yes, welcome Mystic Mayonnaise, thank you as well. Mask is the best character for both Ayame fights. By far. The range on his explosives does so much of the work for you. Just aim at the ground. You don't need to aim directly at her. For everyone else, though, not so fun. I'm trying to remember if anybody has ever hit Ayame 1 with Dan's collateral shot, though. I don't think I have. I'm pretty confident in saying I've never done that myself. Well, when we get to Dan only on PC, we'll see. I severely doubt I'll be able to manage to get a collateral shot on her.
Touché.
I feel like the developers must have wanted you to use mask, or at least the way they're pushing mask on you in Encounter 1, so to speak. I feel like they might be telegraphing to you to use mask, but obviously there's no forced mask. It's not like the Curtis fight where you're forced as Dan. But you did get a mask upgrade, a significant one. That makes arguably a character who was not really viable significantly viable. I can't fully remember what my first playthrough of this game was like because I was a teenager, literally over half my life ago. Done a lot of playthroughs since then, let me say that. But I want to say I didn't use mask as much during my first playthrough until you get the upgrade in Encounter 1. Because its reload is just so slow. But you can, in theory, kill Ayame with anyone. Just, yeah, mask is far and away the best choice. And I guess I'll say it now. I'm gonna have a pretty good groove now, but I will take a break after Encounter 2 here. At the disc swap, so to speak. And why not? I'll kill you. The reason why it's still making the puzzle sound effect, puzzle to solve sound effect, is because there's actually a Curtis conversation up there. Or not Curtis, wrong character. Well, it would be weird if Curtis was up there, but there's a Travis conversation. And you need Coyote to reach it. And I didn't know that for years, even though it's on the map. Because, well, how many people look at the map? I certainly didn't, but I guess that's just me trying to project my experiences to others. Look at the map. Okay, see, this is me projecting. I'm projecting onto all of you, which is wrong with me, so. On Killer 8, there's nothing. They just show you the environments. They don't show you the puzzle stuff. Which, it kind of makes sense. It kind of doesn't, because, well, Killer 8 you unlock after beating the game, meaning, in theory, you know all of the puzzles are solved, but it's whatever. It's whatever, game. Welcome, Arcer. Okay, see? See what I mean? Not everybody even knows about the map. I can't remember if the game tells you. We're sticking as Kevin Burbett because I need to swap later anyway. probably I've forgotten the map has existed at times. I guess I could turn to con now and do a dodge roll. Maybe? I feel like I want to say he doesn't, but I don't remember. The game doesn't tell you certain things. Like, the game doesn't tell you how to manually reload, and the game doesn't tell you what the Z button does. So, in turn, the manual probably tells you that there is a map. It probably does, like on, say, here are the controls for this game. They show you the GameCube pad. Here's the map button. You know, we can check that actually. Let's check that because I'm gonna make a save. I'm not as worried about Ayame 2 as I am Ayame 1, but I'm still gonna make a save. But we can check. May as well swap it now. Yeah, I have blood. Why would I be worried? Okay, well, first, let's make a save. Again, probably won't need it, but I don't want to risk famous last words, so. Oh, he does! He does! Okay! I know this game well, but I don't know every single thing. Oh, there we go. I don't know, like, minute stuff like this menu that I never need to go into. So he does mention it. Okay, okay. But then you'd have to know to go into the Harman room, so. Again, I cannot remember what my first playthrough of this game was like. I don't want to. I guess I'll just say a statement that dates me. But yeah, I played this game like what? Almost 18 years ago. 18 years ago, even. I'm gonna say almost 2 decades, but let me put it more specific. Let's say about 18 years ago. Yeah. 2007. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like I didn't. And they also add as you go on. Oh, and this is like previous Iwazaru conversations. I haven't talked to Iwazaru at all, so like in the chapter, that is, per chapter, past logs. A shame they don't have one for Young Harman though. Ignore 90%. Yeah, this I feel like I just didn't look at. He's quite literally in the corner of the save room. He's in the corner of the room. How many people are thinking, I should check the corner of the save room? But there we go. But you saw there, it didn't mention anything about reloading, right? Or changing the camera. Alright. So not as worried about Ayame 2, but worried enough. Take another sip of water, watch the cutscene. You of course have to talk to Iwazaru and Alter Ego, so. Hopefully that didn't throw you off. Don't need to reload, but just feeling it. For other characters, I tend to almost compulsively reload during the Ayame fight. Like if you notice during speedruns, sometimes I'm just randomly reloading his mask for no good reason. Okay, I can lighten up here. I can fight against my own habits. But since you can wail on her in a way that you can't for Ayame 1, she's just standing there, I do have to actually reload. Much more frequently. Oh, come on. That was dumb damage. Because of my poor aim. Thankfully, this is North American Killer 8, not JP Killer 8. Where she takes quite literally 6 minutes or more in the speedrun as masked. Here will only be like 2-3 minutes, if that. Assuming I don't die. This feels pretty good, I'm not worried right now. But again, famous last words. Oh. Okay, I got the mitts on her. She's not her fastest yet, I don't think. Like, seeing... she's getting there. Ah, poor aim. Yep. My fault for not reloading enough. Okay. Seems like she might be in her last phase. Oh, yep. She is definitely in her last phase. Reload. That it? Yeah, that's it. Wow, that was way easier than I remembered it would be. I remembered it was. Guess what I meant to say? That's way easier than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a lot harder. Okay. It is an easier fight. I just didn't remember it was that easy, even as someone who isn't masked. Yes, thank you. As a reminder, I will take a break once I finish encounter here. We'll finish off the game. I was... well, silly of a thing to be worried about. I was worried, oh, how will this run stack up to the other PC run that I'm trying to replace. And yeah, this run. Much better. Much notably better. Okay, we have to stick as other characters for a bit. Adios. How many people talked to Yoon Hyun? If anybody can remember during their first playthroughs. I feel like I did. More for the novelty than anything. But again, can't remember if I really needed to. Was supposed to... Yeah, exactly. That's a... You don't need the hints, but he kind of blends to the strangeness of the game. Surrealness. So sometimes he would just... I don't know. I would just... Maybe I would talk to him for the sake of talking to him.
Touché.
Of course, he always talked to Travis. Nope. No need to do that besides the fun of it. Yeah, really. Well, the game outright lies to you at times. There's one point before the Phantom where Kes quite literally says, "Ha ha, just kidding." And his hints are so and Yoonhyun's hints are so like esoteric. They don't always help, but like I said, that just lends the surrealness of the game. Well, these hints are the puzzles are easy, but they give you hints anyway. But wait, the hints don't actually help, and sometimes they lie to you. Reminds me of a section at the end of Flower, Sun, and Rain. I won't say what it is. I guess no one's played it. But you know what I mean. Alright, this guy... No need to worry about it. He died even faster than I thought he would. Okay. Alas, Young Harman just isn't the right height. Or maybe he is the right height, but he doesn't lift up his head. He might be able to enter if he lifted up his head, so it's not scanning the hat. The one, if not the only boss fight where you're forced to play as a specific character. Kes says, it is the neck. It is the neck. That did not help me. I remember not really getting this boss fight. I definitely remember that 18 years later. Like, oh, that's what he means. The bird. The neck. In hindsight, I got it. I think this fight is quite neat now. But at the time, I was figuring it out. I didn't quite get the hint. Definitely remember that. 1. 2. And even then, my cue here is when I see the bird raise up its head to the door behind him. Like, I'm looking above the pigeon's head, not even looking at its neck, so what good did that hint even do? It was 3, right? Four. Darn you, game, that's average. 5? You're gonna 5? Okay, still 4. He might give me a freebie. The game's totally anecdotal, but sometimes if you get bad rounds, they'll give you a freebie or a better round after that, but they don't always do that. Again, just anecdotal based on my experiences, and hey, I was right. I did have a stream once, years ago, where I quite literally did the fight over and over just to see the variance, and I found that if you get the worst or close to worst possible behavior from the bird, you can lose like 30, 40, I think even 50 seconds compared to a perfect fight. Which doesn't... The perfect fight is very rare. I've seen it happen. I've gotten it happen on video, but if you get really bad fights, it can make the difference between a good run and, well, not a good run. Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna take a break. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, I tend to take breaks at the 2-hour mark. So it'll be the usual 10 minutes, but for those watching the YouTube VOD, it'll be at best a couple seconds. But I'll see y'all in a bit. All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shantak. All right, disc 2. Even though that hasn't applied in 7, 8 years, maybe. Let's do it. Alter Ego will not be nearly as bad as it usually is, and it won't be as bad as Encounter 1. It's a linear chapter. We don't have to swap nearly as much as we have to for some of the other chapters. And we have the overpowered character, so most of the issues with Alter Ego, and we're not speedrunning, so we don't need to be fast about it. Most of the issues we have in the speedrun simply do not apply. And we got a yeehaw, so there we go. I'm trying to think, the only forced bits are what? The duplicator shenanigans? So we'll be able to remain as Young Harman for quite a bit, thankfully. Alas, we do not get a tropical, more colorful look from a Young Harman. As we do with Say Dan, I'll stop mashing the Z button, dummy. Oh, dummy. Okay, to strike that, we have to be masked for this. Oh, we have to be masked, that's right, okay. That's right. Still, those are like for brief moments. Not quite the same as, say, Encounter 1, where we have to be masked for huge chunks. Coming. Young Harman doesn't have a down attack or a counter attack. Garcian does have a down attack. He doesn't have a counter attack, but Garcian has a down attack that the game doesn't tell you about. Even though we're playing as someone knocked on, the route is exactly the same. Okay, move forward. Oh, nice. I'm gonna reload just in case. My speedrun muscle memory doesn't apply. I want to make sure I don't skip the color samples by accident. I feel like did my GameCube run miss the color sample? I have a loose memory of me playing as Young Harman and needing to get a color sample in the backtrack for it, but I don't remember if it was that run or if it was something else. I've done a lot of different playthroughs of this game, a lot of different runs. I'm too close. I don't want to scan the laser.
Touché.
Yeah, lasers only shoot when you scan them. You don't scan them, they don't shoot. Sure, let's do a lot of killing. And the micro on top of it. Oh, he was really close. I was worried about that. Oh, okay. We're just gonna get perfect aim. Why not? Oh. My junctions are so poor right now. Oh. And I missed this. Okay, let's lock back in. I guess I got too relaxed on the break. Okay, and now we treat it like the speed run. No, mess it up, dude. Don't get too close. I probably I might get it. Nope. It's because we'd normally be Khan here in the speedrun. He walked faster, so I would have been able to take advantage of all the blood from the Camellia. Here, I realized, wait a minute, that won't quite work the same way. That's fine, though. That's fine, though. It's just inherent to the challenge that I'm doing. You can see the run. Young Harman is simply slower. So, under these conditions, I would consider that perfect. Or at least very good. Oh, no. Still nope. I don't know, maybe it is faster. That felt fast. Feeling and being faster, two different things. Not quite in the right position because this roller did not start moving. Oh! Okay. Touche, okay. I wasn't even going for a crit shot, I was trying to aim at his legs and have him crawl towards me. turn back. See what I mean? This is almost crazy. Okay, this room not as breezy. We will have to do a lot of killing here. Oh, that was aimed. Those shots did not hit anything. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, stop that. I'd appreciate it if one of you died. That's fine. I was really worried I was actually gonna die there. That's fine. Almost not fine, but that's not the ring. You can see it that had an auto target. That's why it was like it went there directly. Because I guess we're on the same sort of like level or plane. For good measure, I am going to do some killing here. Just to get my blood at the max. Not that it matters, but I was marginally worried about those rollers because of the stairs. Like, they basically roll out of focus. Or roll out of my point of view. There we go. We're back to full. Oh, you know, I haven't actually used Stamina Ring Mask, now that I think about it. Did I use Stamina Ring Mask in my other playthrough? Probably. It's still good to have, and the Stamina Ring was still very much appreciated for the Ayame 1 fight. I kind of doubt that I actually would have made it out of the Ayame 1 fight without Stamina Ring. 'Cause my health was pretty low by the end of it. And I'd used up all of my blood to heal at that. Okay, did we miss one? Hey. Let's just have some fun here and be all the pretty flower things. There's a camellia there, we can let him live. We do need to turn into Dan here, though. And obviously I don't need to do this because, well, I've killed everything, but...
Collateral shot.
want to make sure I don't get rusty on that. Let me just say that. And alas, Young Harman does not actually show up in the Handsome Men cutscene, so we're not watching it. Which is different than any other solo character on, because every other character does show up. But in Smile, we will get some Young Harman cutscenes. We get old Harman, not Young Harman.
First matchup, Harman Smith versus Handsome Red. Hajime, Hajime. Next matchup, Con Smith versus Handsome White Pearl. Hajime, Hajime.
Probably would have been infeasible, but
Coyote Smith versus
imagine
Handsome
if
Gold.
they had, I don't know, introduced another handsome man for Young Harman to fight, or they swap it out with somebody.
Fourth matchup, Coyote Smith versus Handsome Light Brown. Hajime, Hajime. Fifth matchup, Kevin Smith versus Handsome Dead. Hajime, Hajime. Sixth matchup, Dan Smith versus Handsome Blue. Hajime, Hajime.
Easy.
Seventh matchup, Mask Smith versus Handsome Purple. Hajime, Hajime.
Oh, we have 0 upgrades, that's right. Our range is 0. I was thinking, that should have hit. At least one of those should have hit.
They know who's the strongest.
Come on. Nobody for Young Harman?
Final matchup, Garcian Smith versus Handsome Pink. Hajime, Hajime.
No, Young Harman is just raring to fight. Didn't get the chance to say touche. We'll see one Young Harman cutscene at the end of Smile 1. And one, technically two, at the end of Smile 3. And you know what? We're gonna watch the Edo cutscene, because I haven't seen it in a while, and I want to see it. Young Harman is not involved, but he doesn't have to be.
Welcome to the Union, sir. How many nights will you be staying with us?
Actually, I'm meeting someone.
Oh, Mr. Smith.
Oh, Mr. Smith. We've been expecting you. The top floor. Please use the elevator in the back.
How do you know my name?
I remember all the faces of our guests. Even your bag, sir.
Huh?
I will turn into Kaede first. Then Young Harman. Oh, I heard it. She turned around during the transition there. Or as she was forming there. You can ever so faintly hear the footsteps whenever you get the Zaga turn, as we call it.
I'm a ghost.
We will have to turn into to Coyote soon, but well, I don't know, there's enemies here. I don't trust myself to do that. Actually, I wonder. I want to get your attention, and then we're just gonna run. I probably didn't need to do that, but just in case. We will do the speedrun order here. I scan the wall to kill the laser here. I said earlier, once lasers are scanned, then they will shoot. Even if the laser's off screen. He's too slow, I think. I'm just gonna shoot here. I don't think I'll be able to make it. This guy. There's a good bit of back and forth here. Maybe more than I thought. I was thinking we could be Young Harman for longer stretches. It's not really the case. Not quite like Alter Ego. I'm gonna stay. Man, oh wait, actually. Okay, oh. We're gonna get hit here. Yep. Forgot we don't have any upgrades on masks, so we didn't have high enough range. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Let me think. I'm not doing the speedrun one. Because I got hit, in case I do something dumb, I want to make sure I can heal.
They know
I can
who's
heal
the
Young
strongest.
Harman. Not quite enough. Full heal yet, though. Okay, now I think we can remain as Young Harman until the end of the chapter. Okay. Maybe that's what I was thinking of? I was thinking of floor 3, honestly, maybe. Maybe that's what made me think, oh, we can do so much of Smile 1 as Young Harman. It's like, well... Not really. A lot of back and forth. I guess because floor 3 is quite long. Like we're going around the whole hallway. The other ones we just dip in for a bit and then leave. Here we do have to go all the way to the end. I'm not gonna risk it. Do you know that guy's name? The guy against the wall? Well, trivia for you. It was Zaru tells you. Do you remember? So you do not actually have to shoot the sparkly bit. You can shoot any part of the cord here. It acts like you cut it in a certain spot anyway. Anyway, his name is Kikazaru. The remnant psyche that shows up when you're using Kaede's special ability, her name is Mizaru, and she is Iwazaru's ex. Kikazaru, however, I don't remember much about him except that he exists and he shows up around soul shells. Can I make this? Okay. Yeah, they're all part of the, you know, see no evil, you know, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, so. I'm trying to remember anything else about Kikazaru. But the game doesn't give you much about him. Except that he's around soul shells. Oh, and I have to remember not to skip the cutscene coming up here, out of habit. It has happened where I meant to watch a cutscene. I tell myself sometimes a minute before, and then I just forget in the moment. So I'm reminding myself now. I'm gonna keep saying it. Do not skip the cutscene. Do not skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene. Timer smile though is same as always. Aim, please. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little further than I usually would. Okay, the same exact strat I would use for Kevin, I just took a little bit more precaution. Make sure to keep my back to the enemy, use lock-on to lock onto the enemy to instantly turn around with my aim. That way, in case something goes wrong, I can just leave and then respawn and reset the room. Right, so we're Young Harman, then we're gonna magically teleport into the chair over there. Also without hat.
You the one they call Matsuken?
Hit me.
No, Kanjiro Matsuoka is not here. I already handed him over.
Where?
How about I give you a clue?
You know we don't have time for puzzles.
Of course. A new informant is waiting. When you find yourself getting close to the truth, please come again. I'm afraid our time is up. Good day.
I love that scene. It's so brief. Basically saying your princess is in another castle. You're not ready yet. And Smile 2 is... Smile 2 we're gonna use, but it's effectively the... Wait. The JP8 route? We're not on JP8. We're on the North American Killer 8. So we're gonna use the... But we're gonna use the JP8 route, because that route is heavy on the Young Harman for this chapter. Okay, game. Couldn't get the 3 for 3 though. No weak spot. Seriously, he's right there. Oh. Pretty simple chapter, though. I think the other PC run was closer to the 4-hour end, or maybe a high 3-hour run. This one might be actually closer to 3.5 hours. We'll see though. Okay, we have to swap quickly because this is slightly different than what we do in speedrun.
They know who's the
And I will
strongest.
turn back into Young Harman in the next room. We're Scanning was totally redundant there. Didn't have to even reload. Get to use Young Harman one more time. But alas, the rest of the game goes to Garcian. Hard puzzle. Oh, darn the game. You can actually turn back into other characters here. Go back to the Harman room. In fact, let's demonstrate that.
Destiny.
They're still here.
What did you?
You can change back into them himself, but you need Garcian. Oh, whoops. Digging there. I wasn't digging. That's
Don't make me say it.
Two to the left. Two to the right, not two to the left. I was thinking of the JP password. My brain went to type O. I heard Hulbert's voice in my brain saying, blood type O. Oh, wait, that's correct. I try not to confuse myself with the passwords here. Weirdly, I didn't feel compelled to write an elbow, but maybe I should have. We'll get to see Young Harman one more time. One more time. We could turn back into him, but then I'd literally just be doing that just to run out here. Because the game will force you back into Garcian for the cutscenes, and then force you to Dan after that, so... Let's save on the redundancies, shall we? Okay, turns this into Dan. Well, that was probably better than my last speedrun, or at least one of my last runs. I don't remember my Ring Nightmare being really that good at last Killer8 runs. It helps that Harman has very good waiver. You can do it, actually. Can you pick it up? He can't pick it up. Harman can't handle this. Can he handle this? Can they handle this? Where's your weak spot? And thus, the Young Harman portion of the Young Harman-only run has ended. Take a sip of water to warm. We're standing in a weird position there, but but they're spawning right on top of me, so it's something right there. And Garcian can handle this. That's the fate of all solo character runs. By the end of it, all goes back to Garcian. Oh, we do have cutscenes left, though. Let's not forget that. The run technically isn't over. It's not over in a way that most other characters differ from. Usually we only get to see Garcian's cutscenes at the end here. But Young Harman needs to shine as well. Although, I don't know, maybe Dan or Khan is speaking their way out of behind the couch or something. The cutscene, I don't know. Just have to remember to not skip the cutscene. Not skip the cutscene. Not skip the cutscene. Sorry, I'm just at a loss of what else to say. Already said a lot. This part is the same every single run. Every single playthrough. I know what I can talk about. So I don't plan on doing another solo character run in the near future, but that's because the idea is that I just can do them whenever I'm in the mood. So after this Young Harman run, the next stream will not be another solo character run. In fact, the next stream will probably be a speed run, a Killer 8 speed run, a straight speed run. So I might not get through every character until what, a year, maybe 2? Who knows? That's what I did before on the game in the GameCube days. I didn't do them all in a row. I just spread them out. And we're not skipping the cutscene.
Naturally, I found myself being led to this place.
Long journey, but it ends here, Garcian.
Yes.
Now, I think it's time I called you by your real name, Emir Parkreiner.
Amir?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Harman Smith. I'm the man you saw in your past. Do you remember the incident where 6 people were murdered in this hotel? You must have seen it yourself. Because you were the killer. The assassin, Emir Parkreiner, was the ace of aces. Who would have thought the killer was a mere 13-year-old? It was a deliberate crime targeted toward the Smith Alliance. It consisted of 7 members, but the leader wasn't included in the 7. Later investigations found his dead body inside a safe of a school. The investigative unit called them the Killer7. But the whole affair was never made public, not because this was an aberration from society, but because it involved national security issues. Unfortunately, a curse brought upon you by old traditions. You, Emir, are an assassin controlled by the government. Someone is watching your every move. From the second when I first took you in on the roof. You were one of the very few assassins with class, but you were out of control. Still, there was something venerable about you. Then it occurred to me, you were no longer a mortal being. Within you, ever so quietly, evil had opened its eyes.
Welcome back. And then during one of the best cutscenes. Not quite the last Young Harman cutscene, though. Albeit this one is a little more ambiguous, but the general interpretation... Fair. The general interpretation is that the unseen figure here is Young Harman due to the gun that we've been using the whole game. They kind of match.
What took you so long?
Nice view, isn't it?
It's different. Time here is warped.
To finish this game peacefully is my last wish.
Guess that won't happen. We've been interrupted again.
Has another come to surface?
A sight for sore eyes.
Haven't seen you around for a long time.
Come in.
Please.
Dude. Time warped. And by the end of the project, you'll be, I don't know, a guy spinning in a chair. All your computers. Not even noticing the people around you. Fair enough.
No, it wasn't me. It can't be. It's all a misunderstanding.
Classic. Is that just a G? Can't quite see. Smally. Well, can't quite see it. Just a G, okay. I have to look closer at my monitor to see, my TV to see. Okay, wait, is that just, I'm not just imagining that, that literally is just a G. Well, the next time I could stream will be Friday. Am I ready for the Killer 8 speedrun? Maybe. We'll see, though. Even if this wasn't a speedrun, and much of it was steamrolling, not all of it, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about Friday. I could do something casual. Or I could just do something Killer7 and not have it be a Killer 8 speedrun. was thinking of maybe doing a playthrough of Michigan to get ready for the Michigan project that I plan on doing in maybe the beginning of 2026. But I was also leaning towards waiting until I got closer to that, just to basically have it be part of the project in and of itself. I don't know. Oh, I don't think it's that cursed. Thinking, what part of the lyric? There are no lyrics here. Has your brain been fried that much from editing 25th Ward? I think it was the most pragmatic thing they could do. Just have a snippet of the credits. Rather than maybe slowing down the original credits and then having them all fit. I mean, they should, of course, credit the remaster staff. I think this is the best they could. I think it's the most reasonable they could have done. Maybe they could tack it on at the end of Lion, but that would probably be even more awkward. And also, Michigan. Fun fact, the game Michigan, Report from Hell, does not actually take place in Michigan. It takes place in Chicago, around Lake Michigan, so in that regard, I would have to visit Chicago. Fair enough. Is there a virus going through with zombies? Well, not really zombies, zombie-esque creatures. Among other types of creatures. I guess, monsters. Not sure what the right word to describe them. Any of those words I've said already probably could have fit the bill, but... They're not really zombies. But they kind of, it's because some of them do come back to life. I guess they're not. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Playing semantics right now, that's what I'm doing. Because there are actual monsters, and there is a virus. It does infect people. And heck, one reporter at the beginning does come back as a monster. Okay, monster, final answer.
Son of a bitch.
Because Heaven Smiles themselves, these guys aren't, they aren't actually zombies per se. They're zombie-like, but they're not zombies. That's why I want to make sure I get my words right when I'm talking about the creatures in Michigan. Because a lot of those creatures are not actually zombies. Zombie elements, but not zombies. Want a real zombie, go play the co-op classic Left 4 Dead 2. TM. Oh, I forgot to say Killer Save Japan. I'll do the first one that I see. Literally gonna do the first one I see. Somebody in chat. Okay, that's close enough, Shentak. I chose kill. Too slow. Well, we could force Young Harman here, but we can't. We could if what the game crashed when we got to that scene. Ugh. What time is it? Oh, 3:16. Oh, dude. I took a 10-minute break and it took about 10 minutes, my usual setup time. After editing out the intro and the break, I think this will be sub 3 hour, or at least close to it. No, I think it will be sub 3 hour Young Harman. Obviously not a speed run. I don't know, I'm curious though, How fast can we beat the game under these conditions? And with my own quirks. So we did watch a few cutscenes. I just love the story about the credits for this game. How it was basically Suda going up to Takada and being like, okay, here is Grasshopper by Ride. We can't use this, but make it sound like this without us getting sued. And once you hear Grasshopper, you're like, oh nope, yep, instantly. Even if you had never made the connection, if you had come across the band Ride yourself, independently of Suda 51, you would have heard it. All right, one more shot.
You're awake from your nightmare.
Harman, the world won't change. All it does is turn. Now, let's dance.
I'm kind of stunned, honestly, by how good this run was. It helped that I did do the PC run of Young Harman a couple of weeks ago already. So in that regard, I'm a little more in practice, trying to avoid the same mistakes. And I didn't die at all, so... And most importantly, I didn't die at Ayame 1. Super happy about that first try, honestly. We're starting off the solo character runs with a high point, really. Start off with Young Harman, maybe the hardest character, if only because we're on Killer 8. Garcian is difficult because of the strange routing you have to do to make his work, but the only solo character run on Killer 8, Young Harman, and yeah, it went really well. I'm very happy with this run. What will the next one be? Who knows? We'll see.